A horror film that takes place in a Mayan temple. It sounds like it could be an interesting setting, that if executed right, could be terrifying. Well, for an hour and 30-minute runtime, the film decides to take place in broad daylight, on top of the temple, with mundane cliche dialogues that don't add any tension whatsoever. It's a horror film for God's sake, at least shoot it at dawn or something. Instead, everything's so well lit with the sun I didn't once feel the terror. Why not utilize the dark corridors of the temple more? The film follows a bunch of tourists who decide to visit a remote archaeological site, only to discover something sinister lurking around the corners. This film is a bore. It felt like it was never going to end. The characters are uninteresting and hard to care as all they do is whine. And then when night finally comes, you would think the horror begins, but nope, not much really happens, and the next thing you know, the character's happily watching the sunrise. I'm so confused. By then, this is an hour into the film, and the rest of the film takes place in broad daylight. I would not recommend this film to anyone whatsoever, unless you want to be bored out of your mind. Do yourself a favor and find a better horror film to watch so you don't suffer like me.